I see you're hydrated and I raise you a caffeinate. Wow. I kind of want to play Vintage Story right now, but it's too bright outside my window. So I'm not able to make out details very well. And this is a game where I can slow down and look at things. So yeah. This music is too loud. This music is too loud, I think. It's just this one fucking song. Like, EU5 has some music that it does not balance very well compared to other music. I just want to make sure that is Makran. Yes. One of these days, they're going to update it and the save's going to break, and I'm going to be like, no! But hopefully I beat it first. One of the things I dislike most about kind of the eternal update model is that it'll break games unless I like play all the time, which normally I'm not on disability for a horrible hernia that knocks me out for a week at a time randomly. So there's Manob, verified to have been killed. All right, I forgot to save before I logged out last time, so we have actually the previous autosave. We're going to have to replay a little bit. Sejan is annexed. Yay. I suppose I should look through and make sure that everything's working. But, so let's just double check. So everyone's mad because of Diplo capacity, which Sejan is helping with. But also, they should be fine soon, so it's not that big of a deal. We are improving. We have Cutter, Omen, Asarja, and Alasa. Zaranj is our money thing. Then Asarja. Serjan, why are you starving? Are you in our market? If you're in our market, we're not going to need to worry. Yeah, you're in our market, so you should be getting your provincial food filled up real quickly. But we have levies raised at peace. No, we don't. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Maybe. Okay. I'm not even going to try and remember what I did at the end of last time. That annexation happened. We have some dosh. We're building those gravel roads. I was honestly expecting we'd have to redo more. But yeah. Oh, I misspelled Irakia Jam in my announcement. Oh well, it's E-R-A-Q instead of I-R-A-K. In any case, the tribe of Irakia Jam is the problem. We have you. Your heir is Monkbot Rindlashari, not just our grandson, but our heir's heir. So this is Abulfazl Rindlashari. We check our country. That same Abulfazl Rindlashari, who is the consort in the Thikana of Koi Suleiman, is our son. So they are in line, I think, to be inherited. So something should happen, which means that we want all of this to be ours. Or rather, Zaranj's. so that this is kind of a unified northern border, which means we're not really as interested in going against the Cartids as we are against you. And your 36,566 troops. $5,000 of them are regulars. Oh god, how am I going to do that? How the fuck are we supposed to fight Iraq? Iraqi Ajam. Call me Pete Hegseth, I have to fight Iran. I have to fight my way through Iran without dying. It's impossible. That was a horrible, horrible joke. We're making the sky turn black and rain, and acid oil rain. Like, goodness gracious, we are the baddies in the U.S. Gosh. We need to get troops up, basically. We can theoretically have 2,000 more troops. What's the maintenance on these guys? Can you tell me what your maintenance cost is? Let's have you get where you're going. Yes, you can tell me my maintenance. It's about 3 ducats per man-at-arms. Which we can't afford. Okay. And if we pale it out, it's $1.50. That food should go away shortly, so that's fine. Armories are a lot, but we need those. Do we need those? You know, we kind of need those. We need to mint is what we need to do. I don't know why we're not minting. Probably to lose inflation, but that's fine. Okay, lamb has been improved. Okay, we're now making enough that we could support 2 more troops. Now that we're actually minting. Our nobility needs to pay their fucking taxes, is what the nobles need to do. Why are you yelling at me, Steam? Get out of here. Our nobles are down to only 39% nobility power, so... You know, that's not terrible. We can... And it's only 100 to rip something away. So we are getting relatively close to being able to just tear out some of this. No, we don't want. I want the discipline. Land rights might be worth ripping out. I mean... Okay, we are going naval, so... You'll eat the prestige, that's fine. I don't want the burghers to be mad and stop paying taxes. Cheaper artists, don't really care too much about. This I don't care about at all. This I don't like. That makes my cabinet worse. Nobility as leaders, I think I got rid of that. And I really hate that. Is that worth dropping to negative stability for? Yeah. Now let's throw some money to get at the nobles if we can. Nope. Welp. This is going to be a decision that we have made. The nobles aren't paying taxes anymore. We're going to need to pay for stability. There's a noble insurgency beginning to form. This was a decision. This was a decision. We'll be fine. This will work out eventually, I'm sure. If we really need to, we can mint. What's inflation? But less bad than a loan. But honestly, I think we just need to do this a little bit more sensibly. Yeah. We don't need the stability to crank up super great. It causes potential rebel issues, but we haven't actually had any rebels. That rebellion is going swiftly, so that's a problem. But, oh no? Oh well. It's fine. We have 1,000 people, 3,000 levies. You have, 4,584 pops in total, so it should be fine. I imagine we're gonna have to fight the rebels doing this instead of trying to figure out what I'm doing with Iraqi Ajam, because I think we need more money. We need our nobles to be paying taxes, which obviously they aren't now because we pissed them off by ripping away their privileges, but... No! Hazarasp, how could you? Fuck us over. But yeah, I don't know, we need money. We need to get the nobles in line. Ripping that away drops the nobles down to 37%. They're only a little bit below the crown now. And then... long term, it's fine. Long term, it's a good thing. We'll be able to get better leaders. Like, okay, we've got Ardashir here, who's our current leader. He's okay, but he's no old one. And now we can get a noble, Afshar, to be our new best leader. I swear it's going to be fine. Listen, what can we do to make the noble... Maybe we can do something at the parliament to make the nobles happy. We're going to fund the farming estates. Okay, see, it's passing. Makran nobility wants us to address free village complaints. We anger the ulema, but doesn't actually make them happier. And they give us nothing for it. Okay. So... is there anything we can do to fuck over the nobility more? That's giving us aristocracy. Do we have something better? Everything else gives me decentralization. I don't want decentralization. Can I afford decentralization? I can afford a little bit. Get rid of aristocracy, but we're so in aristocracy. Yeah, the Central Council's negligible compared to everything else pulling us aristocracy, so not a problem. Maybe we just let this go. Well, right now we have a reduction in expanding farming and raw materials. So we may as well take advantage of that. So it's a raw good. Sort by what's going to make us the most money. Sugar. So we can get some sugar in Menab. And some iron up there in Sardia. Nope, never mind. We are not able to afford some iron. That's fine. We'll just get some more sugar. We'll give you some sugar. It's great. It's fine. Or salt. Whatever we make in the capital. Sugar. No! Sean! How could you do this to me? I should crack down on the nobles. TBH. I don't think we need to urbanize Manav as much as we need to crack down on the nobles and probably appease them. So, you do the appeasement. And you do the crackdown. And you would give them satisfaction. It doesn't have to give them power, it just gives them satisfaction, so that's fine. That'll speed up resolving this problem, reduce the chance that it comes to arms. Bundaria check, we lose counts. No! I'll spend $4. Why are we losing all this money? Cost of court, diplomatic spending, buildings. Nobles not paying taxes. Oh, we lost legitimacy, that's why. That's why we're hemorrhaging money. We lost legitimacy. It'll catch up soon enough. That's fine. There you go. I'm like, why is our cost of court so high? Because we actually lost legitimacy and had to pay for it. Ormuz is no longer in the Ilkhanate because it's been annexed. There's only 13 people left in the Ilkhanate. The Ilkhanate's getting rather sparse. There's the only 2 claimants. We can leave never. Okay. No leaving the Ilkhanate. Monkbot Rindlashari, our grandson. I wish I could afford the expensive education. I can't right now, because you will eventually be our heir. You are ambitious. So Diplo and admin. You know what? I'm going to give you some more admin. We're going to trust that you will have good access to people. Oh no, this is different. This is our other son. We have 2 different monk bots as grandchildren. I got confused. Oh well. So, that's ticking up. I have a nagging feeling that this is not going to get handled peaceably, despite our best efforts. Yay! Someone came of age. Okay. This is the area I'm worried about. I also need to make money. We're starting to make money again. Looks like largely through trade. The iron. We're selling the iron to Vijayanagar. So they can forge weapons to fight against Islam. Wait. No. Well, it's fine. They're fighting against these people who cause us problems. Larissa's big. That's a big, strong Larissa. Delhi is still hanging around. I'm pretty sure this just broke because of the update. I don't think it's actually broken. Like, well, no, it's not actually broken. I played offline and saw that Fall of Delhi works in the new patch. Just something went weird. Delhi only has that little bit. Maybe Jalor will eat them. Maybe we'll get a chance to Cartids, no! That's our vassal. That's our future us. Why are you doing this? Cartids. No. That's future us. Why are you occupying it? You're gonna make me have to fight you. I mean, you are easier to fight than Iraqi Ajam. You only have 13,000 people. If we got into a war through Kabul, they've got rivals. Do you have any allies? That is all your alliances. Okay. How about you directly? You have so many allies. Esfarian, Muzaffarids, Mirahbanids. So if we were to actually go to war with you, we would be facing 13,000. And we wouldn't be able to call Iraqi Ajam in. Or Sama. If we promised them land, if we promised Sama land, they would join in. That's still not quite enough to handle everyone. We might have to do that just to, like... I don't know, I'd like to do that soonish. But yeah, I want to fight Iraqi Ajam more than I want to fight the Cartids. This is better land, better control. But I am afraid I'm going to need them to have any sort of chance of facing against Iraqi Ajam. Also, I could try to get them on my side. I'm just mad because this is future Makran, and they're taking it. We don't have any grounds for it. What's a spiritual retreat do? Local clergy power. Who are you building? Who's built? Our clergy are building a spiritual retreat. Well, okay. And I think I need to pay attention to this more than trying to start another war right now. Handle the nobility, and then hope that they don't take very much. What is this war over? Gabina, my precious daughter-in-law, what is this war over? Cartid aggression? Yeah, Cartid's just declared war for no reason. Okay, so it's not even, like, justified. They're just like, we want that. That's stupid. Injuids. Planning ahead our wars. Where are you at? Chobanids are involved. Lamb is involved. Lamb, how do you have 24,000 fucking people? We're not gonna be able to do jack without Iraqi Ajam on our side against anyone. Ay, 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 ay. And they're the ones I want to beat. Shabakana, do you bring anyone into war? No one that I care about. No, our second cousin. Food poisoning. Unexpected. Sisik? You're a prodigy. Be a diplomatic prodigy. Just... At least the Jaliarids are about to just die. I'll need only the Cartids as a claimant to the Ilkhanate. Maybe something exciting will happen from that. Why are you so expensive? Base 500. I don't have enough weaponry, that's why. Are weapons working? They seem to be working, so... Reduced production efficiency in Ormuz, but still better income. That's the control difference, babe. Yeah, let's get some more weapons. Hopefully that will drive down our price of our troops to be more affordable. Money remains the problem. Yay, good advice. Money's always the problem. Well, our roads are getting better connected, so that's good. There's some great roads up there. I'd love to try to finish this road up. Control's coming fairly consistently. Yay, prestige and fuck you, Delhi. Basically, the nobility are mad at us, and that's why our control is down, it looks like. Because those are all, yeah, those are all noble insurgent areas. I'll take your exiles. I'd love a better road, too. But yeah. How much is it to just finish this road? 700. That's not happening for a while. But gosh, I want it. 800 is the extra troops I want, and the extra road. Ispahad. Didn't need them. Oh my gosh, you do watch my streams. Hello, Father Monkey. This is probably the less exciting stream. Though there is construction upstairs. So if you hear that banging, that's the source. No. Oh. We're waiting for money. We need money. We need 800 ducats to either we need 800 ducats to kill our economy further and build the extra 2,000 men that lets us maybe fight against the Kartids and their friends without needing Iraqi Ajam involved. Or we need 800 ducats to finish the road, and hopefully that improves our economy. Finish our road up to Ziraj, and maybe that improves our economy better. Also... Also, the nobles are throwing an insurgency, but we've almost managed to get them appeased, so they're not going to be so angry at us for saying, yeah, commoners can be military commanders if they're good enough. Whole country is shaken up by that, but it's good. Week-long mental breakdowns that nearly land you in the hospital. Who amongst us hasn't had those? Yeah. I still want to rip more away from the nobles, but unfortunately, I do not want to go down to minus 100 stability. So we'll have to wait 50 or 60 years for the stability of our realm to adjust to letting commoners lead the military if they're good enough. Then we can tear away something else from the nobles. Probably manorial courts. It's hurting my cabinet efficiency. Yeah, it ups the max tax, but the nobles barely even pay minimum tax, so... We're expanding gathering. How's those insurgents coming? Minus 69, minus 0.69. Yes! They're chilling out. They're resolved. We've chilled the noble insurgents. So we can change what you're doing. So, what are you good at? Diplomacy. Admin, actually. You can encourage urbanization or province control. Province control is such a short-term thing. I think I'd rather encourage people to move to Manab so we can get more jobs in Manab. Actually, I should check before I order you to do that. Do we have surplus population in Manab? Yeah, we have a lot of surplus population in Manab, so actually do development in Manab. That's the capital. And that costs money for stability. That costs prestige for legitimacy. That costs burgers for prestige. Burgers are our taxes, right? Yeah, burgers are paying the most in taxes. I'm not going to piss them off. They're the only people paying their max tax, even. So we're gonna be happy with them. Okay, it looks like all the roads are done. And with the nobles throwing less hissy fit, our control's improving. It does look like it was a bad decision to move my capital over west when we think about how little control there is here and how Iraqi Ajam just dominated Western Persia, so we can't push any further. But then we remember this is where all the tax base is, so it's just better. We still have pretty okay control in Calumet. 30%. I could use more control in Calumet. What I could use, honestly, is a city with a local governor. But I think that will have to wait. Ideally, we would get a city and not have to build one. I kind of want a local governor in Herat. Which means I need to take Herat. I've said this before and before and before, but I really do want a local governor up there. And then... is there an actual proper city over here? Yes. Esfahan is a pretty good city. That would be another good local governor. And then, much later, we can come up here to Sultania, which I think is pretty near where Tehran is in the modern day, and put something up there. There's a lot of cities. Hamadan's a city. Qom's a city. There's plenty of cities up here. There's no cities on the sea, but there's lots of actual cities in northern Iraqi Ajam. This is Iraq, not to be confused with the region that is Iraq, because that's not run by... I think they're supposed to come take this, and that's where the name Iraq comes from, but instead they came over here and they took a bunch of Persia and became my problem. I'm going to hang on to the Alliance. I'm going to hang on to the Alliance until we can face them. I don't know how we're going to get the ability to field 53,000 troops, but somehow we will. Yay, the admin's growing. We can appease we can make someone happier. So the burghers are already paying max taxes. Let's see if we can get some more out of the nobles, because the nobles can pay a lot if they just get happier. And we can crank them for a little bit more for a bit. See? The nobles have a lot of money. As long as the nobles aren't, like, too mad, we can tax them. In fact, 42% satisfaction might be fine. I might just let them sit there and pay me more money. Tax the rich. That's the goal. Okay, we're getting a temper. The priests are building a temple. The nobles are expanding some farms that will give us more food. And what is that? Silk. Okay. They're expanding silk way out there where it does. Yeah. They're expanding farms way out where it doesn't help me any, so it helps them. But the goods will go on the market, so that's fine. Anyone willing to just give me money? No. All these people like me enough to give me money, but I don't have any justification to ask them, so they don't wanna. Student protests in Ragan. So up here in the town of Ragan, we apparently have a university that I didn't know about. And the students there, there's a conflict between the university and the townsfolk. And we get to decide if we want to make the ulema happy and piss off the burghers, or make the burghers happy and piss off the ulema. The ulema will be fine. They'll recover. They're not likely to rebel. And they don't pay us nearly as much money as the burghers. What are you friends with? Not many people. Okay, so that's three, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 10k. We have 7. They're way up there. They're stuck over here. Iraqi Ajam is not going to give them access. I can eat you. And I want you to live under Ziraj. You have a justification. I don't. I'm not going to do it then until a parliament. And things might change, but I might just have a cheeky little war with the Mirabanids. Feed that to my vassal. Vassalize Shabankara, or just punch them for money. Punch as many people for money as I can. Kabul's getting eaten. Who's eating you, Kabuls? Maha and Kashmir. I don't even get the benefit. I beat up Kabul, and I don't get the benefit because the Khartans came back and took everything from Khoi Suleiman. And it's not until my grandson comes to power that Khoi Suleiman becomes part of Makran. So this is a wasted war. Thousands of Makran lives lost in a battle of attrition to benefit nothing. Something's happened. The Treaty of Valiated, and Europeans are violating it. Well. They're violating treaties. We can't trust them. Hello, what's happening in the Ottomans? Oh, just a pretender rebel. Okay. Sad that the Jalurids didn't fall. I was hoping the Chobanids would eat the Jalurids and we'd only have one claimant to the Okanit left. I want to see what happens when that happens. Okay, that's more Orissa growing. Kabul is no longer a valid rival. Kabul got beaten up more. Okay, who do we want to be rivaling? No one, really. The person we want to rival is Iraqi Ajam, but I can't afford to not be friends with them for a bit. We're already rivaled with the Sultan of Delhi. Could rival the Kingdom of Bulgaria. Yeah, they're far away. They're not going to be a problem. Let's declare our eternal rivalry with the Kingdom of Bulgaria. Those Bulgarians. I'm sure nothing will come of that in the negative at any point in the future. In the next 300 years of game. It's been 200 years almost of the game so far. We haven't really expanded that much, but also we went from this to that through everyone being stronger than us all the time, so I guess we are doing pretty okay. What do I do now? Road. I think the answer is road. As much as I want the troops, we do need the road. The road will improve our economy, even by a little. So we can't quite do the entire way. We can do the most expensive portion of the road. Let's get it going. This is the expensive portion because it builds through these mountains. And there's really no way around it. If we want to connect up these roads, we have to go through this mountain range. It's the big reason why Karen is not as much money as it is. If you look at Karen, Karen has lots of good stuff going on. As far as, you know, potential taxes. But they're across the hill. Oh, hey. I was just talking about wanting to try to do a little fight here. So what's our best way to try to get things we want? Okay, cancel that construction. In Manab, we're going to expand our gravel road network because while this is getting debated, we will have a discount to roads that is sufficient to get 2 chunks under construction. Excellent. And then we will fabricate a CB on the Mirabanids for Zorange. And now, is there any change to the circumstances? No. Is this still a war I think I can fight on my own? Yes. Show me my hubris. Okay. Savinkara, how many troops do you have? Actually, several. So I won't be able to just march over there. I'm relying on you not giving access, so they have to kind of get corralled for a bit. But yeah, let's raise our levies. In Ramishk. Ramishk is a pretty good central location to raise levies. We'll back our troops there to meet everyone. Wartime! Yay! Go! Fight some people. This is important. You. Hi. Let's not have military access. There's apparently a marriage union I didn't notice. Oh. Here. There's an Asarja marriage union. Our wife. Okay. So, the vassal there is our wife. So, neat. Okay. And it was disbanded because they're our vassal. That's fine. And we need commanders. That's fine. If Zaranj would go take Zaranj, that would be lovely. Then we wouldn't have to worry about that. We don't have to get a wife for that person, so I don't care that they've come of age. Good. Zaranj, take Zaranj. And if you are all stuck over there, that's even better. Okay, looks like everyone's marching here pretty well. We'll go ahead and just make our march over. No, don't. No, you go fight. You can take that siege. Siege siege them. That's going to be your land. That's the point of the war, is to give that to you. I just want to punch Shabankara for money. Maybe be greedy and take some things. And this is costing us money. I would like to not. I'll inflate for a bit. Shabankara got military access through Lamb. I think that's not a problem, honestly. The Muzaffarids have cemented a military alliance with Shakara. Well, the Muzaffarids aren't going to exist very long. Oh, excuse me. You're the Muzaffarids. Okay. Muzaffarids are going to exist for a while. Their little town of Jonduk here in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of the desert. That's adorable. There's a lot going on in it. Well, that's ours, and now... there. Okay, it looks like they've finally decided to go siege. I never know what the AI is up to. That's why I'm mostly interested in vassals, just as, like, integration support. Pick the army tradition. We're gonna eat 7 stability. We're not gonna get this. The motivation for the legislation for better gravel roads is just not going to pass. It was a ruse to get everyone here to start this silly little war. And then I'm not going to deal with anything with Badakhshah. Like, I don't want to go up there. Look at them. That's up. That's way up there. I don't want to go deal with them. I don't want to have to go marching through Afghanistan to go to Badakhshan. I might be willing. Go up to the Muzaffarids, though. There's only 4,000 Muzaffarids. We have 7,000. How many professional armies do you have? All of them. No, no, only 2 of them. That's a little scary. But also... if we could take... if we could punch money out of them. And maybe we could force vassal them. Okay. Nope. The Musafirids are coming around, so we are going to have to go do that ourselves. This fight is going to go badly for our vassal. And unfortunately, a lot of their troops are professionals, so they're going to recover. Oh, hello. Shamankara, you do have an army. Would you like to suffer 3-1 casualties? No, no, don't turn it around. There we go. Keep it bad for Shamankara, good for us. Thank you. Those are casualty numbers I like to see. You know, 3 or 4 times casualties on their side. Much better. Do you have any other provinces in this area that I need to worry about? It's all Jarum. Okay, so that siege is all we need. I'm gonna hang out. I'm not gonna march over yet. I'm gonna get Shamankara out of the war. Then we'll go over here. Yeah, those are the Musafirids. So, what they did, they got access through the Kartids, and then they went through there and then over and around. That's how they got through. It's not going to be a big deal. They're going to be stuck in Califate for a bit. And that should give us time to finish the siege, group up, go over. If they do bust through, they're going to get stuck up in Quran. And we have managed to attrition out with our professionals armies 10 times our size in Quran. Yeah. So that'll be fine. Don't like how fast they're sieging. They're sieging much faster than we are. Because, nope, they don't have artillery. No, they're really sieging that down well. That's worrisome. Because we don't have our leader. Go help them. Go help siege down Ij. I kind of want to vassalize Sabankara so that I never have to worry about sieging down Ij again. And I don't need to worry about people marching through Sabankara to screw me over when I'm trying to take southern Inuit land again. Next time that I get pulled into a war on behalf of Iraqi Ajam. The Amir Munkbat Rindlashari has died while the Navy was in the Nabian Gulf. No, he brought peace and order to the realm. Now Amir Abul Fazl, consort over here, is a ruler of our country. We need a new commander for our Navy. The best option is this 17-year-old, so put him in charge. And there's a 6th army there that should regroup in. Okay. So that's fallen. We have unmarried children. Firuz Rindlashari can marry you to the Kartids for some prestige. That's not going to inherit anything to us, but we'll marry you to the Malik for some prestige. And then we can educate Munkbat, our heir. He's currently 11. He's mediocre. He is intelligent. This is our heir? Yes. Let's give him a diplomatic education. I feel like we're falling back into a million vassals. So we want good diplomacy. I'd like to have been able to educate the kid sooner. He's Afghan instead of Balak. Oh no. That's so unfortunate. Oh, we're losing money because Zaranj's tribute's a major part of our economy. It's part of the reason we're like never going to annex them, because we'll have no control up there because it has to go squeeze its way all the way through to there. And there's so much money. Maybe if we took Boston, then we only had to run that way. Still so far. Okay, that's finally going. I'm a little sad that you're not marching further down. You're taking the very firm, we will win on the defensive bit. Oh no, you're waiting for Badakhshan to arrive. Badakhstan's actually showing up. Well, you know what? We can still beat them, so that's fine. Although we haven't burned the grain stores of Quran, and we're not probably going to be able to. So it's not going to have the great attrition that we saw in our war against Kabul. I really want another war against Kabul. I just want to feed this to Zaranj. So unfortunate. Things are just... How dare things not just fall into way for me? Oh my gosh. How dare I have to work for what I get? It's okay. It's a fun game. If I weren't having fun, I wouldn't be playing it. I don't understand people who are like, I'm suffering and not having fun. Do something else. Like, sometimes there's suffering that's fun, and sometimes there's suffering that's unfun. And if you don't know the difference, learn the difference. This is fun suffering. Not right now. Dealing with Iraqi Ajam is... thinking about how I'm going to even take anything from Iraqi Ajam. Look at this. This is probably, like, I need all of it, right? I want to form Persia, which means I need everything that they own. But it'll be so painful to try to fight through this. And this mountain range in the middle is just hell for control. It's part of why I want to try to get into the Inuits, because this is all pretty sensibly controlled from Manab. It's south of the mountain range. It sort of gives me a natural expansion point. If Ali Bata took that, then we could possibly go into Mesopotamia. They're all out of our reach. More experiences, Exia. And that is cheaper maintenance. I'll take cheaper maintenance for sure. We're hemorrhaging money. Okay, I'm going to mint more because minting... So inflation's easier to handle than loans in EU5. Loans were just a burden on everything forever until you pay them back. Inflation only affects costs of goods on your market. So it hurts your citizens more. But as long as you're not going crazy forever inflation, a little bit of inflation in a time like this is a pretty low-cost way to get everyone on board. Okay, so let's go ahead, march on over. nag. We'll follow the road. We built this road. Let's follow this road. It gives us better movement speed in addition to control and economic benefits. So, come on everyone, let's follow the Great Makran Highway. Even though the Great Makran Highway runs there, I'm pretty sure. Kazdur, why are you sitting there in Posny attritioning to death? Julfar, why do you have 7,000 troops? Or, not Julfar. Oman. You have 7,000 troops. Build a navy. Get over here to help. Oh my gosh. That's 9,000 more troops that are just stuck down there in Arabia because they can't board my boats. And they can't split up. Like, they just have to divide. If they divide their army, they can shuffle it across with their own navy. They're loyal. They should be doing it. You can see that they want to help because they're here. They can't figure out a way around. Okay, you? What do I want from you? I want all your money. I can liberate the Germanids. They make you a tributary? Yeah, vassalize them, humiliate them, make them pay additional war reparations. Yeah. Become our vassal. And now you should be our vassal, correct? Yes. So it'll change colors soon enough. There they are. They've become pink. They are part of Makran now. Not very loyal. But I don't think that's surprising. Okay. I guess it's time to start marching up. And then we'll decide what we want to do past there. It would be really nice if you could figure out how to work your boats and come across. Or how to take your 7,000 man army and split it into 4 2,000 person armies and ferry them across. Because you have the Strait of Oman right here. You could just go thump, 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 and then they're here. That's how we conquered you. The might of learning how to divide our armies to ferry them across an area. This is a fight I'm actually slightly worried about because they have 2 men-at-arms. Yeah, they have 2 professionals and we have 1. This is actually slightly worrisome. I was expecting that if they were coming down here, they'd be fighting in Quran. So I'm a little worried, and my vassal's not coming to help me. Zeranj, would you please come be supportive? I'll ask everyone to be supportive. Maybe that will give them the kick they need to figure out how to get across. It does not look like they're figuring it out. AI doesn't know how to handle boats. That's unfortunate. Okay, we'll go to Rude Bar. Got our supply lines coming up here. That's gonna... And we actually have to go punch them. Yeah, we're gonna lose this fight. My hope is that we can retreat without having lost too many people and make it pretty okay. Okay. So they lost... We lost way more people than they did. That was bad. Fuck. Fuck. I need vassals to come help me, and they're stuck in the south. And you... I don't even know what the fuck you're up to. Zerange. Come help. Oh, this is legitimately bad. So they're in the position to attrition us out. We're not in the position to attrition them out. I don't have money to get a regular. I don't have any additional levies to raise. I doubt it's going to do anything. But if I get my navy here, will you all take advantage of my 2,400 naval capacity? We do some navy logistics. Will you hop on my boat, my beloved vassal? Because we really do need assistance. Even if Cutter's stack came across the army. Is there a button I can say that says, hey, let my vassals hop on my boat? If even one of those stacks came across, we could win this war. But otherwise, we're going to lose this war because of that extra dude and them sitting on the defensive. Because you're not helping. If you came to help, we'd win. If any of you would figure out how to use your goddamn boats. Lamb? Hi, Lamb. They wanted to give me military access. Lovely. Maybe my assholes will march around. Alibatya, are you willing to give me military access? Yeah, if I had more money. Now we take loans. So you take loans when you need an influx of cash. Okay. Now, does that give military access to my vassals and let them march around to actually help? Step back behind. Oman. If I make you aggressive, will you start moving? No. What I'm going to try and do, I'm going to hit save. I'm going to try reloading the game, see if that triggers the AI to actually move. Because they should have access in the south. They should have access through all those people I just spent a bunch of money on. So, come on. Finish exiting the game so that I can reload the game, please. This is my first time trying to do the reset thing, which I've heard. Would you recommend this game to other players? I don't think so. Not right now. I'm having a lot of fun, and it has potential, but I think that they still haven't fixed the navies. Goodness gracious, this is taking a long time to stop and end as a game is concerned. Go on. Okay. Now there's nothing that's trying to use EU. Will you please finish stopping the game, Steam, so I can start the game? Okay, what if we force Steam to end? Stuck waiting for EU5 to shut. Oh no, something's going very wrong. It should not take this long for the game to end. Okay, so that's been forced to kill. Steam has been forced to kill. Now we reload Steam. We hope we didn't corrupt the save. I'm just trying to get the fucking vassals to go, oh my gosh, we have military access. We have access to ships. We can ferry our troops around. We're supportive. We're loyal. Can we help our overlord that we are loyal to? It's what you expect, right? If they were disloyal, it would be one thing, but at the very least, you'd expect naval powers to understand the concept of splitting an army in order to put it on boats. Are you going to start now? We had a whole rigmarole about you stopping. Are you going to start now? We might have to stop the stream because the game won't start again because I stopped it to reload. It's just not starting. Try again. Okay, well, I guess that's the end of stream because the game decided it doesn't want to start anymore. Yay! Just go where you will. Bye.